Breaking news. Finally, Ijele has been given the highest woto by Evangelist Ebuka Obi. As we all know yesterday, so we just reported that the court has just struck out the charges against Ijele of cyber talking, cyber bullying, threats to buy someone, etc. But during when that court was giving its own judgment, another court was proceeding on another arrest of Ijele. Because then police came into that place, say they will make the prison warder give Ijele to them, but they say no, they came on mufti. But now another came that Ijele should still till May 2nd. So for those that ask information about Ijele, they say Ijele is not coming out anytime soon. And according to the information we have, that this Evangelist Ebuka B plan is for Ijele to stay 1 year to learn the hard way. Well, not too much. I better not be the yana tomorrow. Listen to the admin from abroad where they analyze this matter. Don't forget to help us share this video, let it go viral for others to know that Ijele case have been struck out, but Ijele has not been released. You guys to wait till May 2nd. Move from here.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, people. Let's get in here. As you're coming in, share the video, like and share the video. A quick update, guys. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Alex. Namesake, Jimmy say good morning, guys. As you're coming in, like and share the video, and a happy weekend to everyone. Just a quick update. And good morning, my brother Ifani. Please, I have a question to ask. Guys. And there was an important call coming in, but I've ended the call. So basically, people, what is happening is no longer a surprise, and the king of the game is fine, he's in good spirit, and basically, they've taken their RNG from their business center. The puppet bandit has taken his RNG to the judiciary system, but then he's gonna fall like a pack of cards. Now, the question people I want to ask is this. I'm not a lawyer, but at least I can read in between the lines. Good morning, my brother. Come on, Oyelum. Now, the question I'm asking is this. Can a matter before Magistrate Court 2 run concurrently in a Magistrate Court 11? If there are lawyers in the house, I need some answers, please. Because this is to tell you how despicable, how filthy, how dirty the God of man is and his co-host. Now, everybody knows that a matter was instituted before the Magistrate Court 2 against Chukwu Kofebu, popularly known by his social media handle as Ijele Speaks. This matter has been running since 21st. Now, first, let me make it clear. On the 21st, the Magistrate Court did not sit. Ijele Speaks was never arraigned. They took him to an empty court. Sometime around almost 6 p.m. Nigerian time, a court clerk walked out from behind with the first remand order with a false name. Ijele opposed it. Few minutes, he emerged again with another name, the name Chukwuma Ofegbu. And now, this is a magistrate court that never sat. But somehow, the magistrate, from the comfort of his home, produced a remand order. Now, for those of us who are lawyers or those who know better than I do, within the Nigerian law, can a magistrate issue a remand order when the suspect was never arraigned? This is something I need to know. This is something I need to know. Now, fast forward. Yesterday, while, 2 days ago, this same God of man sent his compromised police officers to the Kefi Correctional Center. They tried to bully King of the Game into signing a document which he vehemently refused because that is against his human rights. This is someone who is in custody. Any document that needs to serve him needs to go through the right channel, which are his lawyers. He said he's not going to sign any document, and so he did not sign it. Now, while the magistrate court too was still sitting on this matter, even if it's obvious that the magistrate court lacks the jurisdiction on this case, the same God of man and his cohorts approached magistrate court 11 to go and get another RNG remand order that will elapse for, till May 2nd. Now, most of us are crying that the politicians are corrupt. Is it not obvious that the judiciary, an organ of government that should stand as the last hope of a common man, that they are also far corrupt than the politicians we see? This only is an eye-opener for me. If this can be happening to someone like King of the Game with social media presence, someone that can speak up for himself, someone that can fight for himself, let us for a minute ask ourselves this question. How many magistrates has, illegally signed a remand order that most Nigerians are locked up? This is where the Nigerian Bar Association and their parent body, the Nigerian Judicial Council, they need to begin to investigate. Most of these are corrupt magistrates. Now, while Ijele was on his way to the court, they have gone to Magistrate Court 11 to secure a remand order. Now, can the Honorable Magistrate of that Court 11 come to tell the Nigerian public and the populace where her court did sit? Did she, because I know she's a woman, the magistrate is a woman, did she arraign the suspect? On what charges? Where were the charges read? At least, recently, we have seen 2 cases that happened in Nigeria. One with Bobrisky. EFCC arrested him, took him to court. He was arraigned. Cases called up. They entered a plea bargain. Bobrisky pleaded guilty. Long story short, they ended the case. They found him guilty. They sentenced him in accordance with the law. 6 months imprisonment. Barely 3 days ago or 2 days ago, we saw another socialite by the social media name Cubana Chief Priest. EFCC arrested him. They took him to court. He was arraigned. And, cases called upon. He pleaded not guilty and he was granted bail. Why am I bringing these most recent examples now? This is the main reason this God of man and his cohorts are running from going to the Federal High Court, which has jurisdiction over this matter, because they know that the Federal High Court cannot be manipulated with lies, shenanigans, or buy their way through. That is why a matter that has jurisdiction, they avoid the court that has jurisdiction. They are focusing on the magistrate court where they can get their way through. Now, let me ask this again. Does a magistrate have the legal powers to issue a remand order when the suspect was never arraigned, when her court never sat? This is the same thing the Justice, Honorable Iyana Emmanuel did. Now, yesterday, the magistrate struck out that case from his court on lack of jurisdiction. The same magistrate who said, oh, this matter will lack jurisdiction, they struck it off. They are taking it to Magistrate Court 11. Why don't they go to Federal High Court? Can we see how corrupt most of these magistrates are? Your court did not sit. In fact, Ijele was still in Kefi Correctional Center. They've signed the remand order. Can you see the kind of God of man your people are following? For those of us, or those of you, who still go to their business center, believing that this God of men have integrity. I've said it. 99% of your God of man in Nigeria, they lack zero integrity, they lack zero morality, they don't have a value system. The only thing their wings are blowing up is because of what? They know in Nigeria anything goes. And that is why when some of us who are speaking up that let us build a country that will be fair to all, let us build Nigeria of our dreams, this God of men, they are not happy. Because they know if Nigeria begin to hold people accountable, most of these God of men, they will be locked up on many reasons. I.e., most of them have given what is called medical disinformation. How can a God of man tell somebody who has vitiligo that is a spiritual problem, accusing the mother-in-law? Now, if the Nigerian Bar Association, the Nigerian Medical Association, or the relevant body, which is, I don't know if they have an association like the dermatologists, if they petition that God of man, that how can you describe vitiligo as a spiritual problem? Can he prove it? And we have a law in Nigeria under the section 419, deceit. He should be held liable. But that's a different kettle of fish. Now, same yesterday, they tried to have him arrested with a remand order. Good thing, the whole effort was thwarted. What happened? This same God of man, one member from his church, they can keep denying. I have reliable information through his legal counsel, because even the call that was coming in, before I did say I'll call the person back, is the lawyer calling me. Is the lawyer calling me. We have every information. There is a means of communication. There is a public phone system there. He has every right to communicate with his lawyer. He's giving them the power of attorney. So he has every right to reach out to his lawyer to give them a brief. Now, yesterday, this same business center sent one of their buffoons to the prison with another police officer. The interesting thing is this. They sent another warder. How can a church be interfering with the institutions of government and agencies of government? This prison warder they sent to Kefi do not even work in Kefi prison. So by our standard, he has no right to be in that premises. That is not his place of primary assignment. Can you see how these guys are trying to bribe their way? Maybe they will still bribe their way to heaven. Who knows? Now you ask your God of man. If you have a case, take it to the right court with the right jurisdiction, the Federal High Court. The Ijele and the legal team and every members of Ijele Nation and myself inclusive, we have said, let us meet in court. Now, they want to keep this delay tactic. It's not going to fly anymore. It's dead on arrival. It's dead on arrival. And they are crying since yesterday. They can keep crying. We want to meet in Federal High Court. That is where the jurisdiction is. You can't hold somebody that you're investigating for almost a month. What do you come up with investigation? And why this matter is still in the same magistrate court 2, they've approached another magistrate court 11 to go and shop for another remand order for crying out loud. The Nigerian Judicial Commission or Council needs to do a thorough homework. They need to investigate these magistrates, get them out of the way. I'll say this. Nigeria is not the only country with similar issues. If you Google, America jailed some judges. One of the judges was a judge in charge of, juvenile courts. For the records, juvenile court is a court meant for the youth underage. So in America, the prison system is quite a huge, cash cow, because it's being managed by private organizations. So this particular judge, he has a kickback from these private organizations that manages the prisons. What happens, every case that comes to his court regarding the juvenile, he does not judge it in accordance. He's always biased, sentencing them, making them inmates because of what? He's going to get a cut. He's going to get kickbacks from these persons, these companies that manages their juvenile prison. But then he came under a searchlight. People were complaining, lawyers were complaining that, listen, my client got an unfair judgment. This does not deserve a prison sentence. This does not deserve a prison term. The American system, they began to investigate him, and they realized he is getting kickbacks from every person he sent, to the prison. He's getting this in return. What did they do? They debarred him. They removed him, struck off his license. Today, that judge is in prison. This is what the Nigerian Judicial Council needs to do to make all these corrupt magistrates sit up. We are not, Ijele is not afraid. I am not afraid of facing the court process. What this God of men and their criminal cohorts are relying on is compromising the system. There is an oversight function. There is a parent body that has to look into these oversight functions of these magistrates. I.e., this current magistrate of Court 11 needs to be investigated. And she needs to be asked the right questions. How can you issue a remand order? Was this suspect arraigned before your court? Are you aware that this case is in Court 2? Then let the magistrate Court 2, Honorable Emmanuel Eyana, let him issue the C2C. He has struck out this case from his court. He cannot do it verbally. He needs to issue the C2C in that regard, because he struck out this case based on what? That his court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain this matter. This is your God of man. They went to even before Ijele could get to the prisons back yesterday, they were already in the prison waiting for him to have him rearrested with a different warder that does not work in Kefi Correctional Center. What an abuse of the system. How much more will this God of man and his criminal cohorts continue to abuse the process? If you have a grievance, approach the court of law. If they have a grievance, let them approach the court of law. Let them approach the Federal High Court. They can't keep doing this. Do they think they can get away with this? And for those of you who are asking, why are we not countersuing? Like the Bible says, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 3, there's time for everything. When we get to that bridge, we'll make it open. It's going to happen. For now, we are taking our thing one step at a time. I said, let me bring up this here. Your God of man is a fraud. He's a criminal. He's full of shenanigans. All he's doing with his criminal gang, they are doing what, trying to compromise the entire process. But thank God that we have people of integrity who are working within the correctional facilities that refuse to be compromised. They refuse to be compromised. So let me leave you guys here. I need to rush down. It's almost 9 a.m. Let me go sign in and start my day. And whatever information I have, I'll put it out here. I think I might need to call back his attorney that was calling me. Let me call him back and get a brief from him. Ijele is in good spirit. All we are waiting for is for the Justice Honorable Emmanuel Eyana to issue the C2C, which is the true certified copy of his ruling yesterday, because he has struck out that case from his court. So he needs to issue that so we can perfect. Without that, he will not be released from the correctional facilities. Once we have that C2C, they will take it to the prison. He will sign. They will issue it to the prison officers. Ijele will be on his way home. So let nobody give you any disinformation. This group of persons, they are nothing but known for lies. They lie from their pulpit. They lie. Everything about them is lies. Everything about them is deceit. They can go and tell their social media, irats to continue disinformation. First, the court struck out the case yesterday. All we are waiting for now is the court to issue the C2C. once we have a copy of that C2C, which is called true certified true copy of his ruling, then we take that to the prison and every official document will be signed and the king of the game will be on his way home. Let us meet in Federal High Court. That is where the jurisdiction is. The tactic trying to have him, detained, that is dead on arrival. That is, they cannot repeat the same thing. You see how dumb these people are, they are thick in their brain. They all have silver flu in their brain. Their mind is disabled, they're intellectually disabled. They think they can repeat the same tactic and it work twice for them. The answer is no. The answer is no. Now, while Ijele was on his way to the prison yesterday, they brought their own paid warder. How can this god of man and his criminal cohorts go and hire a Nigerian warder that does not even work in the correctional center? You can see how much desperate can they be. Take your desperation to the Federal High Court. Let's meet here. Let us stand before the court. Let the court decide. Like I said, this is a civil case. The worst case scenario that comes out of this, if we are found guilty, is a fine. Not even a prison sentence. First, on the affidavit, they lied. The first affidavit, sworn by the Nigerian police, catalog of lies. You guys can go and watch Blessed Dawn's program yesterday. She touched on the second affidavit. Everything was concussion of lies. All lies. They went and sworn affidavit in Anambra State. I will publish it. Maybe I'll make time today to publish it. I will try to see, if I can convert it to PDF document and publish it so everyone can read. So you can see how much more your God of man is lying. Zero integrity. Most of you have more integrity, more honesty, more character than this God of man. He's a fraud. He's a walking fraud. Thank you guys. I'll speak to you soon.